The general accidentally stepped on an anti-tank mine. The recruits were shocked, but the general wasn't scared at all. Instead, he stood on the mine and started jumping. The recruits were horrified by the sight, but the mine didn't explode. It turned out that the general had stepped on a dummy mine. The purpose was to improve the recruits' knowledge of all kinds of mines. At this moment, the sentry suddenly noticed an enemy tank company was coming towards them. When the general was informed, ordered the recruits to inform their teammates to evacuate quickly. He then installed bombs on the only way that the tanks must pass. It wasn't long before the bombs were installed. Just as they were about to drive out of the tunnel, the new recruit found that the fuse of the bomb he had installed suddenly broke off. But at this moment, the enemies were getting closer and closer to them. When the general saw this, he ordered the recruits to leave. Himself stayed behind to install the fuse. And at this moment, the enemy's tanks had already driven into the tunnel. But the general did not choose to flee. Instead, he chose to connect the fuse at the risk of his life. Just as the enemies were approaching, the general had just finished connecting the fuse. Seeing that he could no longer escape, the general took out his pistol and fired, and set off the bombs, successfully eliminated all the enemies.